Welcome to Tech Blueprint, a window that lets you know the latest technology news in the world. Some time ago, the domestic internet was circulated that the Indian Tata Group was going to acquire 51% of the shares of Vivo's Indian subsidiary, and this news was even recognized by some Indian media. On the surface, it seems to be credible. After all, the Tata Group has the support of India. If Vivo does not agree to this request, it is very likely that it will not be able to continue to operate normally in the Indian market. However, what people did not expect is that according to the latest public news from the well-known Indian media, Bangalore Daily, Vivo has been refusing the Indian company's request to acquire its 51% stake. Even when India froze its assets for various reasons, and even did not allow Vivo to appeal, it still insisted on its own ideas. What India did not expect was that after the forced acquisition of Vivo failed, other foreign companies seemed to begin to worry about encountering similar situations and being cut leaks by India, so they chose to withdraw from the Indian market. According to the data now publicly available, so far more than 400 foreign companies have withdrawn from India, and even many foreign media have said, stealing chickens and losing rice. As a country with a large population and a rapidly growing emerging economy, India's outstanding market potential and huge market size have also attracted the attention of many companies. Even many Chinese companies want to get a share of the Indian market. For example, the well-known mobile phone manufacturers such as Xiaomi, Vivo, Oppo, and electric car manufacturers such as BYD all have the idea of going to India for development. Previously, India has always wanted to develop its own smartphone manufacturing industry chain, so it is very welcome for Chinese companies such as Xiaomi and Vivo to invest and build factories in India. However, India only wants to take this opportunity to develop its own related manufacturing industry chain, but does not want Chinese companies to make money from the Indian market, but hopes to cultivate local smartphone manufacturers in India. Therefore, India began to take various measures to impose fines and fund freezes on Chinese companies. For example, the 4.8 billion funds of Xiaomi's Indian branch in Indian banks were frozen. At the same time, India often slanders Chinese companies for tax evasion and illegal transfer of assets, and imposes fines on Chinese companies. Some netizens even joked, "India makes money and spends it in India, and wants to take it home once it is gone." Although this is a joke, it also reflects the embarrassing situation faced by Chinese companies in the Indian market. Later, India realized that the influence of Chinese smartphone manufacturers in the Indian market has reached a very high level, and Indian local smartphone manufacturers have no room for development. So India began to play tricks again. India not only requires Chinese mobile phone manufacturers' branches in India to be managed by Indians, but also requires that mobile phone manufacturing and marketing be handed over to Indian companies. Most importantly, India previously wanted to force Vivo to sell 51% of its shares to Indian companies, and also asked Vivo for core technology. This request is naturally impossible to agree to, so Vivo directly chose to refuse, and India's little calculations completely failed. Not only that, after this incident, many foreign companies have realized the poor business environment in India. Although the Indian market has considerable potential and is growing rapidly, India's poor business environment has still dissuaded many foreign companies. In recent times, more than 400 world-renowned medium and large companies have withdrawn from India, and more than 3,000 foreign companies have left the Indian market since 2022. It is not difficult to see from this data that although India has gained a lot of benefits from foreign-funded enterprises through a series of means, this is all overdrawing India's business reputation. The bad consequences of this behavior have gradually begun to manifest. Many well-known companies, including BYD, often require more deposits or even full payment when cooperating with India. For example, BYD's previous order for 1,000 new energy buses in India was ultimately declared a failure due to the deposit ratio, which made India very uncomfortable. Today, this situation can be said to be caused by India alone. In addition to using various means to cut leaks, India also uses some regulations to restrict the normal development of foreign-funded manufacturers in the Indian market, or forces foreign-funded manufacturers to transfer their industrial chains to India. When cooperating with other countries, India often finds various reasons to refuse to pay the balance. For example, in the previous cooperation project between Japan and India on railway construction, India once pitted Japan. It has to be said that India has lost more than it gained this time. Not only did it fail to obtain 51% of the shares and core technology of Vivo's Indian branch, but it also made India's already poor business reputation questionable, and a large number of foreign-funded manufacturers fled from India.